Well, the concept of the album was a beach album in this beautiful place that now I'm living in most of the time. So I couldn't go back up north to the studio, so Red 13 Media decided to bring the studio right down here to Paradise. So the idea was to make it a loose, beachy feel, sunshine, sand, sun, sea, the whole thing. As you can clearly see, it's just beautiful. So it was light, easy, airy, breezy, and all the stuff was effortless. Creativity flowed like crazy. The camaraderie of Doug Bell and friends, real friends. The cooking, the wine, the laughs, drinking way too much, laughing way too hard, just enjoying each other, the soul of the music, the heart of the band, and just, it was way beyond my expectations. So I just hope that it translates to you guys the way that it affected me.
Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Take these chains that bind my heart, every link, tear them apart. The smoke and the hiss of a red hot coals. Never get to heaven with a burning soul. Can't get to heaven with a burning soul. Dig this hole to hide my shame. It's my fault that I am to blame.
Well, that's another stomping blues tune. That's really just about the thing where somebody does something out of rage and jealousy that they shouldn't have done, and they find themselves on the other side of the bars, really, or being chased through the woods by packs of dogs, and they realize that it's not going to turn out well. And so really, the person in the storyline, the central figure, realizes that it might be better to be taken down to that cold ground, to that kingdom underground, because there's no redemption, not for that guy. So that was it. I locked it down, tried to get it spooky and nasty and greasy and all fat back, and with this scary stuff. And I think we achieved that. Some great playing in there by Muggy. Also the bass player, Mike Chaney, nailed it. The drummer was way in the pocket, Scotty, and of course Jeremy brought it. So, you know, it's a really great track. We're real excited about that track.
Down, down, take me down. Down, down, down. Take me down, down. Take me down. Down, down, down. I'll keep on running. They'll keep on running me to ground. So close behind me, I six-lane highway jammed with movie stars. It's the best damn show in LA. And all that glitters in exotic cars. The repo man's one step away. And your Mercedes docks and Botox ladies need another facelift to stay. And what ain't cheesy is so damn sleazy. There's nothing straighter than gay. My Maserati's on the road to ruin. Your little
That's an LA story, you know. Too much plastic surgery, too many fast cars, too many people messing with great art, and that constant struggle between Venus and Mars. Men, women, behind the walls, all of that thing. Chateau Marmont, the In and Out, which everybody knows. It's a real LA plastic kind of scene. And the music in it is really cool because it's almost like the history of rock and roll in some way. There's so many elements to it. Great playing by the guys on this one. I love that track.
Woo! That's rock and roll. That's rock and roll. That's rock and roll. Live it that way. Baby rocking in the arms of his mama, wanna stand up and walk like a man. Baby rocking on a ship on the sea, wanna stand up and walk like a man. Baby rocking in the cradle of the Southland, soon you'll understand. Everybody gonna take a little time before they stand up and walk like a man, walk like a man.
Well, I mean, that's a cycle where the bridges tell the real story about it, which is when wanderers, you know, they're always trying to run away from their mom. You will crawl away from them, gain your independence, walk, crawl, run, all of these things. But the most important thing is to stand and just to walk like a man. So it tells the story of a person from very young to old. And really that's what it's about. It's about running, crawling, doing all the things wrong until you figure it out to walk like a man. So what is heaven sent, in the end of the day, it's heaven bound. And that's what a wanderer will find. Great playing on that again. Jeremy nailed it with some banjo lines in there. Great piano by Muggy. Great feel by the other guy. I mean, that's just a nice in the pocket sort of country bluegrass kind of feel, and those guys really knew how to walk the walk with that. That was great. I'm happy with that track. Yeah.
When you walk right a man. Beware the fallen angel who swears he's coming back. Hot wheels burning up on coal steel track. Two trains run after you. They're running after you. Two trains running, one in misery. Two trains running, brother, can't you see? Two trains running and you can't remain. Northbound rider on a southbound.
Two Trains Running really is the fight between good and evil. The Antichrist comes back, big conflagration, and then finally through great keyboard playing by Muggy Doo, who was in Buddy Miles's band, smoked that track. That's what it is, the big battle, and in the end, fortunately, the good forces won out. So it's the track I just love.
On a southbound train, on a southbound train, on a southbound train, on a southbound train, northbound line, on a southbound train. against hope blows in the wind. Times are a-changing, look who blew in. And for an outlaw's wages of sin, and hope against hope still blows in the wind. I can see you got a wall around you. You got your reasons, the damn good ones too. We all have this wall around us. Hope against hope, you came crashing through.
Hope Against Hope is an interesting song. It's kind of deep, so it's hard to cover it in all this. But basically, it's about Dylan, Bob Dylan, and him reinventing himself, where he picked a band and destroyed what he'd done before and did a whole new thing. And the fact that people really didn't understand what he was doing, but he really led a whole group of people, and then African American people said, well, what do we do with that guy out in the front? We should be doing this. And it started to fire up what was the big change in this country. And he led that way with Blowing in the Wind, with a lot of things really. And so it's really a story about what one man can do with that kind of talent, and digging deeper and deeper and deeper into the lyric of it until he literally transformed the world. He transformed the music world, then he transformed the world on many other levels. The Beatles started to writing deeper stuff. Other people started to become artists, recording artists that were writing on it. There's no one like him in the canons of this whole American songbook now. So I really wanted to tell the story about how he destroyed what was to go into the new thing, and he did that many times over. He was always ahead of the pack, and that's really what that song is. And Hope Against Hope, really don't give up hope, and it's hope against hope in the end, because we're still hoping. Basically, some has changed, but we're still hoping. So it's a lot to cover, a lot of ground in there. But I'm very proud of that song and playing on it. So thanks for asking about it.
Hope, hope, don't give up hope. Hope, hope, hope against hope. Hope, hope, don't give up hope. Hope, hope, hope against hope. Red clay under my feet, feel that sun grind down. When it rains so hard, poor old catfish drown.
Firecrackers. Well, I was one of those young firecracker lead blues guitar guys at an early age, just like all of them were. And it just seems like everybody went down to the crossroads trying to get some of that mojo, and when they got down there, they realized times had changed. They were just farmers trying to earn a living, and they're trying to retrace the devil in Robert Johnson. But unfortunately, there were a lot more than just one Robert Johnson. There were a lot of Robert Johnsons all over that area. And the idea is, this is our territory. Why don't you get out of here until you've earned the right to be here. Get some lines on your face and come back and see if you really know how to lay it back and stay in the groove. So that's the story of the blues.
Oh, firecracker. Well, now, hey, firecracker, you quit your fooling around. Well, now, hey, firecracker, you quit your fooling around. The first time I heard Scotty Moore play behind my neighbor's door, I just knew I had to have that sound. Well, Link, Ray, Gallup, Bert, and Wayne, Johnny, and the Hurricane, they just turned my whole world upside down. Well, it's just so tricky little lick coming from a guitar pick. They knew how to make it twang and moan. They shiny black and silver, silver tone.
Silvertone was where so many musicians started out. I mean, everybody that at least my age, and then now second, even third generation kids understand that. You know that masonite, crappy knobs that are loose and things that make bad sounds and stuff. But somehow that first guitar, that thing where you saw it, it was just so dramatic, so sexy. You were so attracted to that thing, and finally you get your hands on one. And it made so many great records. Those sounds, the twang, all of that stuff. It's all about what you can do even with a piece of crap. But everybody loves that particular piece of crap.
Best damn piece of crap I've ever owned. It was just those tricky little licks coming from those guitar picks. But they knew how to make it twang and moan. Tone to the bone, tone to the bone. They had tone, they had tone, they had tone. Tone to the bone, and I knew I had her own. Brand new shiny black and silver, silver tone. Brand new shiny black and silver, silver tone. Brand new shiny black and silver, silver tone. Tone to the bone. Going down to the river, down to the river, wash away all I've seen. Oh, black water, rolling and tumbling, ain't no river clean enough for me. So I climbed the mountain, oh, I climbed the mountain. I got so high, so I could see. Oh, that mountain, as high as Everest, ain't no mountain high enough for me. But when I looked up, when I looked up into the light, when I looked up, I saw it shine. When I looked up, when I looked up, when I looked up and saw a higher light.
Gospel tune's kind of personal for me because it's really a building block. It's a building block of people looking in the wrong places and doing the wrong things before they wake up and smell the coffee. And believe me, we had plenty of coffee here at the Beach Record House. I'll tell you, there's cappuccinos everywhere, every day. So, at any rate, it starts out with somebody just doing the wrong things. I went down to the river to get clean, couldn't get clean. So I climbed a mountain, which was, so I got so high so I could see. Drugs weren't the answer, neither was drinking. And then I got lost in the desert looking for an answer, wandering around. Didn't work there. Peace in the valley, you see that peace in the valley? I'm going down to the valley. No peace for me, until you saw the higher light. And so that's what the chorus is in this. And in the end, it goes back to those things, and it says, and I saw the devil, I seen his shadow. 6 feet below him, I stand 6 feet below. And really what that is when the shadows that get you there become the sun. And the sun comes up to the highest point, which is noon. And at the highest point, there is no shadow. And that's the dark side. And to get that shadow gone, you have to look up way up there and make sure it's dead nuts up. And that's the higher light. No shadow, no dark side. That's it in a short, the best I can do.
I looked up, when I looked up, when I looked up, when I looked up, when I looked up and saw higher. Oh, I saw a higher light. Why do we have to leave now? There's not a cloud in the outer blue sky. I rode out Betsy and I got a new start. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart.
Katrina, well, I wrote 2 flood songs because Randy Newman had written probably the definitive flood song I ever heard. And I had to think about it like most artists do. Point of view is the really important aspect. How do you bring your thing? Because those are long shadows to be on. So for me, I had to try to write 2 of them. And the first one was a song that was an inner storm fighting an outer storm. But as I started looking at it harder, I realized that there were people in the lower 9th Ward that already went through this once with Betsy in, I think, 58 or maybe 68. And it's about the woman who had been through this, is now pretty old, and said, well, they fixed it. Why do you want me to leave? And they say, no, storm's coming. No, why leave? We had this. I went through this. They fixed it. Well, of course, they didn't fix it, did they? So New Orleans is about the second line, the rebirth of the funeral, and I got all of that stuff in there where the sadness comes, and then all of a sudden the music. It's a music city, and it transforms your mood. It transforms your feeling as that second line, and it's all about the spirit of those people. And they did come back again. They did. And that's what Katrina's about.
Don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. You know you're breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't you're breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Don't you're breaking my heart. I'll be going home to a place that I've known, and it's probably changed as much as I've grown. And I have grown. Lord knows that I have grown. I can't count the years of highway on my face. Every lonesome road leads back to this place we call home. I'm going home. While some things they stay the same, I know some things will never change. And while some things they stay the same, I know some things they never change.
Some Things Never Change was a story where one of those man moments, where you grow up in a moment. I was feeling real good about myself, that I was a success. I was in the Ferrari, a little red Ferrari, top down, looking good, great threads on, really just kind of being hanging, big face. And I decided to go back to the old neighborhood and look the old girlfriend up. And I came up over the top and I looked at this house down at the bottom, and it was beautiful. It had the flower boxes under the windows, swing sets for the kids, a dog running around. It just looked like a beautiful life. And that's when I realized she'd made the right choice and that I wouldn't have been the right guy for that role. And I didn't even knock on the door, I just drove away. That's a man moment.
It changes, it changes, 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 changes. Changes, changes, changes. These are the things that stay the same.
So again, thank you very much. I enjoyed talking about my songs. They mean a lot to me. And the people, my friends, that put what they put into this, the energy, the soul that they had to help make my songs better. And believe me, they made them better. And I'm humbled by it. And I just hope that the people get to hear what went into this. A lot went into it. Aloha. Till next time. And there will be a next time.
That's rock and roll.